So I made a video overanalyzing Sabrina Carpenter's Man-Child music video a few months ago, and after Man's Best Friend dropped, some of you started reaching out to me to do the Tears music video as well. So I watched it and I was really confused. How does the Tears song even connect to this? Is there some messaging present throughout the video? I had no idea. So let's overanalyze it together and get some clarity. For the last video, I had a car count and an outfit count, so for this video, I thought it would be fun to do a strange item count because, why not? So let's start with the overall inspiration for the music video. Many fans pointed out that it seems heavily inspired by the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which was released in 1975 and is a cult music / comedy / horror film that's become iconic for its camp, glam rock aesthetic and its themes of sexual exploration. In the movie, the newly engaged couple Brad and Janet's car breaks down in a storm. Seeking help, they end up at a gothic castle where they stumble into a strange gathering of eccentric guests in very outlandish costumes. Inside, they meet the man in charge, who is from the planet Transsexual in the galaxy of Transylvania. You can kind of see where this is going.
I'm just a sweet transvestite from transsexual.
And this man unveils his latest creation, which is a muscular man named Rocky.
Rocky!
What follows after this is a chaotic mix of seduction and a bunch of plot and gender-bending performances, and this at the time was considerably more shocking than it is now, and it propelled the film forward as well as the idea of liberation from traditional norms. The Tears music video, as you can already tell, echoes this in several ways. Sabrina arrives at a creepy house, much like Brad and Janet that approach the castle. Inside, she's greeted by this cast of flamboyant and bizarre characters whose styling and dancing is a callback to the costumes of the Rocky Horror partygoers. The prominent close-up of lips, one of the most famous images in Rocky Horror, is also mirrored in Tears. We also have several characters who look like they could be Rocky from Rocky Horror Picture Show. And these references do a lot to explain a lot of the strange or more kinky scenes within the Tears music video, as well as its overall tone, which mixes campy horror tropes with sexual energy and theatrical excess, making it slightly less strange and confusing. But anyways, going back to the very beginning of the music video, now that we know kind of the theme and the messaging she was going for, Sabrina's partner crashes her car and she wakes up on the ground. This works as a great continuation of the Man-Child music video, where each car represented one of her relationships and some men would crash them, representing them ruining their relationship. Sabrina then goes to explore the creepy house. The creepy house has some lovely items, including a fake deer, a self-playing piano with a mini armchair on one of its shelves, as well as what looks like could be a jar of contraceptives, considering the overall theme. She's greeted by Coleman Domingo, who pops out from behind this piano. I didn't recognize him or his name at first when everyone was like, oh my god, Coleman Domingo's in this, but it's this guy. He's in Euphoria, Fear the Walking Dead, etc., and is absolutely unrecognizable in this music video, at least to me. People were like, oh my god, what is he even doing there? But apparently he was a guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race, which likely fueled his willingness to go full Rocky Horror glam here. Anyway, he pushes her in a door where more drag queens await, and I thought it'd be fun to go through who these people actually are because it's really entertaining. There's a lot of people here that I just don't know why they were cast here. Anyway, the first person we see seems to be Kimberly Abel's Gendra. It's really hard to recognize people under all this makeup, but I tried. This is the only one I'm not sure of. She's an actor that has done a lot of horror or paranormal or creepy movies, and this is her first music video appearance. But given her acting history, we can kind of see why Sabrina might have chosen her and why she might have agreed. The next person is Tina Jarmusch, who's a dancer and a model. This is also their first big project. This guy has been in a few movies. The one I personally recognize is Babylon, and he's also been in Avril Lavigne's, Tate McRae's, and Bella Poarch's music videos. This person has been in a lot of movies. I'm actually not sure how any of her resume is relevant though. Maybe someone on the team knew her personally. This guy's a dancer. This seems to be his first notable project. This is Chelsea Dion, and she's a professional bodybuilder who hasn't had any other acting jobs from what I can see. Also, a very on-theme statue of two women making out is present here. The phone is also referencing the lyrics that are being said at this time in the music video.
A little communication, yes, that's my ideal foreplay.
This is Brooke Skinnon, who's also a tailor later in the music video. They were actually in Keisha's Boy Crazy music video, as well as a lot of other music videos, and they also model. They also have ectodermal dysplasia, which gives that unique look. There's actually another Babylon actor in here, and it looks like this might be his first music video appearance as well. Finally, the chair destroyer seems to be Riley Holden, who seems to be an influencer. She has released music and been on a TV show. Anyway, my point being, the cast of this music video is definitely very diverse on purpose. There's a lot of LGBTQ members. There's a lot of people that might, not be the typical beauty standard. There's people from different backgrounds. And this definitely encompasses the Rocky Horror vibe once again. The chair in the music video and in the lyrics was actually referenced in the Man-Child music video, where an IKEA chair manual was hanging out to dry on a clothing line, also possibly referencing the title of the track, Tears, since it was wet. Also, if you were wondering what that object was, nobody was, but it's alright, it's a jukebox. Initially, I thought it was the thing with the claw from Man-Child, so I looked it up, but it isn't. Next, we have the scene where the hands in the red hallway grab at Sabrina's clothing and hand her a can labeled Tears. Not really sure whose tears she's meant to be drinking here. This just seems like they couldn't find another place in the video to fit a Coca-Cola sponsorship. Some people also said this reminds them of a scene from the movie Repulsion. But her losing her clothes here and then losing her garter belt later definitely plays into the theme of sexual liberation. Something I noticed is that her hair also becomes curlier throughout the video, becoming less traditional and classy and more like her natural hair, also referencing the same theme. The tailor seems to be there just to help along the theme that it's the drag queens that are slowly helping free Sabrina from her clothes and therefore the stereotypes. Anyway, next she walks into the strange tilted room. She falls over, but not because the giant red ball knocks her over. Since both of them start falling towards one side at the same time, it seems like the whole room is tilting. It seems like the director just wanted to make as many strange rooms in the house as possible, to be honest. Also, the blanket that the person is knitting says far, mirroring the lyrics. The next scene is strange. I mean, they're all strange, but this one is just plain confusing. The shots alternate between this perspective and the perspective from the bat painting of Sabrina looking at it, like it's from the perspective of the bat. Why is it a bat? Couldn't tell you. If someone knows if this is like a Rocky Horror reference or a reference to another one of her songs, please let me know. Next up, Coleman shows up to watch Sabrina dance. Let's take a pause to appreciate his belt made out of belts here. I do wonder if this scene was also filmed in a cornfield because it looks cool, or because corn is often replaced by another word, if you know what I mean, and that's a reference. But here, Sabrina looks like she's finally fully dancing along with the drag queens and has been fully liberated from any traditional norms. She's literally on a pole in a cornfield. Coleman is dancing along with her, essentially saying, "Go girl," and that's what continues happening in the rest of the video. They dance in a mirror maze, they dance in an alley, which for some reason belongs to World Meats, and they dance with the rest of the drag queens. Fun fact, this one is Logan Jennings, and they were in Chapel Roan's Pink Pony Club music video, and this dancer is Zara Dimmock, and she was also in Lady Gaga's Abracadabra music video. This guy comes back and just starts randomly carving ice. Also pause to appreciate this mystery person and their coat of coins. The brand on this person says responsible, corresponding to the lyrics at that moment in the music video, maybe symbolizing also Sabrina trying to assign that character trait to some of her boyfriends, maybe? But ironically, it is the bodybuilder girl that is branded with the responsible heart. Also, apparently the house has a gym, which we only see in this one scene where the two Rockies work out. At this point, the video cuts get faster and more frantic. Sabrina looks confused. There's a clip of her from earlier in the video and then a clip of the house, overall giving the illusion of, to me, what seems like waking up from a dream that you forget soon after you exit it that just had a bunch of nonsensical things going on. At this point, Sabrina is thrown out of the house. On the surface, this video seems to not be connected to the Tears song, except for a few physical objects in the video that reference lyrics. However, I think it's possible that through telling the same story that Rocky Horror was telling about sexual liberation and being free from the norm, Sabrina is referencing gaining also a new perspective on her relationship where the guy is not being responsible and not treating her well. And therefore, after this whole ordeal, I'm guessing that she gains a new perspective on her relationship due to all the things she just experienced. experienced and gets rid of the guy. Here we have the 4 alternate endings that Sabrina switched out in the YouTube video. Some fans thought that she would just keep looping these endings until a new music video came out. Some even thought that maybe in the next music video Sabrina would be stuck in a time loop, but it seems like she just went through all the endings once and then went back to the original. Mostly people just agree that this was a great way to get more people to come back to the video. One fan on Reddit though had a very interesting theory. In Go-Go Juice, a song on the Man's Best Friend album, Sabrina sings about the people she calls when she's drunk, saying no one's safe when I'm a little bit drunk, could be John or Larry, gosh who's to say, or the one that rhymes with villain if I'm feeling that way. Now, given the last reference to rhymes, fans noticed that all these names actually happen to rhyme with the names of her exes. John rhymes with Shawn, Barry rhymes with Larry, Dylan rhymes with villain, and the word gosh just so happens to rhyme with Josh. But in line with this theory, the fan said, I think the first ending is for Dylan. Since he is the villain, it makes sense that he is the one she actually attacked. The second ending with the tree and lightning is about Barry, since she warns the guy about the tree and he doesn't listen, just like Barry kind of didn't listen to the song Please Please Please.
I told him to move over.
For which he was literally in the music video and she was like, please don't prove I'm right, that you're a bad guy. Well, oh well. The third ending with the piano is about Shawn, since he plays piano and makes music, and the fourth ending with the guy coming out of the house in lingerie as if he was partying with the drag queens too is about Joshua, who came out at one point after their relationship, and it might be a reference to that. This is all speculative, it could all be a coincidence, but she also sings that she fell for a boy that was fruity in the Go-Go Juice lyrics, so, you know, it's up to interpretation. Thanks so much for watching this video, and leave any theories I missed down below nicely.